Okay, good. Hello, Laurie. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Dr. Lee. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, Larry is a senior BD manager of the Hashkey Exchange. Hashkey Exchange is a safe and reliable crypto trading platform that supports trading between the fiat and the cryptocurrency. It is launched by the Security and Future Commission of Hong Kong and offers various trading services. You can access Hashkey Exchange through the web and the mobile app. Hashkey Blockchain Limited, which operates Hashkey Exchange, is a leading virtual asset trading platform operator based in Hong Kong. So, first question. So, Larry, can you introduce yourself and Hashkey Exchange? Thank you.
Thank you. No, it would be my pleasure. Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is I'm Larry, and I'm the Senior Business Development Manager at Hashkey Exchange. So, the kind of work that I do at Hashkey mostly is around formulating partnerships with different influencers, different communities, leading projects in this space to achieve growth together. And whether that's doing online events, offline events, things like that. So Hashkey Exchange, to talk about the exchange, I think we need to go back a little bit to talk about Hashkey Group, which is relatively well known in the space. Hashkey Group began in 2018, and under the leadership of Dr. Xiaofeng, our founder, a really quick grew to become one of the most well known Web3 organization within the space. We have offices in Hong Kong where we are headquartered. We also have offices in Singapore, in Tokyo, right? So we are really a organizations that covers the entire sort of digital assets and blockchain ecosystem. So before I talk about the exchange, right? We also we apart from the exchange, Hash Group also has blockchain technology services. We have Hashkey Capital, which is quite a well-known capital VC investment firm within the space, and so. So Hashkey Group really has a long history within the crypto Web3 and digital asset space. Now, fast forward to today, right? Hashkey Exchange has become one of the most important pillar of Hashkey Group, sort of coming into this new sort of this new period of time. Hashkey Exchange, sort of began in 2022. That's right, long before I joined the company. That's when Hashkey Exchange decided to pursue the licenses that is offered by Hong Kong, right? I think back then there was a conversation by the Hong Kong government that the city was going to do more to support a Web3 space, and Hashkey was really one of the first players to jump in that conversation and to apply for a license. And finally, around August last year, 2023, we have successfully acquired a license. And around, I believe, on the 28th of August, that same month, we've launched our platform, hashkeyexchange.com, hashkey.com. And in November last year, we also launched our mobile app and has been servicing both retail and professional investors and institutional clients since. So as an exchange, we are relatively small and new, but of course, being one of the first licensed exchange in Hong Kong, we are. I think we're quite honored, but also we are also navigating this new sort of regulatory space, and a lot of it is around sort of investor protection, which I think it's a question that we'll get to in just a little bit. But yeah, so we are relatively new, but we've soon, I think, established a good reputation within the space of being a safe and secure destination for crypto and digital asset investors. And we intend to maintain that sort of reputation of being a safe and safe assets, a place where you can store your assets safely. And yeah, so I think that's sort of a snapshot of what Hashkey Exchange is and what we are offering.
Good. Yeah, Dr. Xiaofeng is very famous in the Web3 ecosystem. Maybe everyone know him, know the story
Exactly.
about the Ethereum. So the second question is, can you tell something about the inventor protection? This is very important to the ordinary investors.
Absolutely, absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, right? One of the key offerings of Hashkey Exchange is our safety and security that we offer to our users and investors. I think one of the things that going into it, right, is being the first licensed. I think it's important to say that most of the crypto exchanges I think out there these days they all are operating with safety and security in mind. So whether that's in their practice or in their right, so I think in their day-to-day practice, right, they try to be as safe as possible, especially after what we go through, what we went through with FTX and more recently with JPEX. I think what makes us different is that not only do we try to keep our investors as safe as possible by practice, we're also regulated so that whatever we do, we have to be we have to keep things within we have to keep things safe and keep things secure by sort of the guidelines given by the SFC. So we're both internally we do a lot of things to keep our platform as safe as possible, but also we have to abide by that external rule. And to put more specific, right, there are a few things that makes our platform secure and safe. The first is our insurance coverage. So we are offering, in partnership with Aon, we are offering we're offering professional. I think we're one of the first exchanges to offer sort of professional insurance company to insure our user assets. The second is that we have a cold wallet and hot wallet separation. So 98% of all of our users' assets within Hashkey Exchange is stored within a cold wallet, which means user assets is 100% are separated from sort of our day-to-day operations, etc. So we want to keep only 2% of that asset is within our hot wallet. So we want by doing this, we're keeping the assets as safe as possible. We work with independent custodies that is also licensed and regularly audited. And we are also audited by the Big Four. So I believe KPMG does our external auditing, PwC does our internal auditing of our company, and Ernst & Young does our auditing for our codes. So I think those are really some of the very important aspects of why we are a secure a secure platform. But beyond that, right? Beside of the kind of practice that we do, I think also in terms of on a day-to-day operations wise, not just with our user assets, but also in terms of PR, in terms of our community operations, etc. Everything that we do also have to abide sort of SFC rules and regulations, so that we can keep we won't be encouraging people to invest in assets if they're not ready, right? If we're not going to be out there shouting what's the next big token, etc. So we want to make sure that people are safe. Another thing that we're doing, this is something that we are doing, I think some people still remember, especially if they're in Hong Kong, Taiwan, is that there was a incident with JPEX not so long ago, actually. And a lot of one of the big issue with that is a lot of investors went into crypto not understanding the risks associated with it and not understanding the nature of this asset. And so one of the things that we are doing is sort of also introducing that educational component to our investors, so that for example, if you are making an account on Hashkey today, you have to go through a investor questionnaire, right? And one of the things that we do with that is we wanted to be able to know, okay, what kind of investor you are and whether or not you are able to handle risk. So we want to make sure that if someone is a newbie in investment, right, we don't want them to just hear something and they come to our exchange and invest all their money in the digital assets and right. So we are also trying to do because you actually also mentioned earlier, right? You're doing a lot of educational stuff as well. We're also thinking, for us, that's also really important. We wanted to not only to protect users with our, operational wise, but we also want to protect users a step forward from the education point of view. So yeah, so I think I spoke a lot about the kind of things that we do, but in general, yeah, again, security and safety is really a core pillar of the exchange. If you are a traditional long-term investor in crypto, you know, if you come to Hashkey as opposed to another centralized exchange, we don't have nearly as much token. We don't have nearly as much trading services or trading the different kind of trading pairs. But what we do have is our continuous commitment to security and to safety for the assets of all of our users.
Good. Yeah. Show the 98% of the asset in the core wallet and
Absolutely.
only percent of the asset in the hot wallet.
Exactly.
And all,
and yeah.
all insurance.
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
Oh,
Sure.
good,
Yeah.
good.
So that exactly. So there wouldn't be an issue, right? If again, I have to bring up right with things with FTX, right, JPEGs, right. There wouldn't be a time where for example, Hash Exchange is closed and your asset is gone with the platform, right? There is an insurance to that part of the your of the assets, and a lot of the things are also actually a lot of things that I said and a lot of things that we are doing are also part of the guidelines that SFC released in order to acquire this license. So yeah, so I think yes, we prioritize safety. I think SFC really is doing a great job into sort of pioneering that framework so that not just Hashkey, but right, any other platform that might come after us that has the license, all of them will be guaranteed to handle user assets as safe and as secure as possible.
Okay, good. So the third question is about, so would you mind to say something about your exchange rules? And what's the difference between your platform and OKX and Binance?
Got it. Yeah, that's a good question because there we are. Yes, we are a centralized exchange, but we are quite different. And a lot of that is because we are a licensed exchange. So a lot of things that we're doing is more or less restricted. Again, most of that comes from sort of the safety perspective, right? I think one of the things that Hong Kong is doing is, sure, right? There's a license now, but they're also really careful about what exchanges can do under this new scheme, so that there nothing bad is going to happen right in the very early days of it. So yeah, so there that being said, right, there are quite a lot of differences that users might experience coming to our platform as opposed to going to a Binance or going to an OKX, right? I think the first thing I also said a bit earlier is they will know that we have a very small amount of tokens available. And that if you are a retail investor, which is if you just make an account today and pass KYC, you are a retail investor. But if you have a $1 million asset, proof of assets, then you can become a professional investor. So if you are a regular investor, when you come into Hashkey, you only have 4 trading pairs, which is BTC, ETH, with USD and HKD. So I think that's really the most immediate difference that users get, right? Why do I have only this little amount of trading available? More than that, our regular investors it's not they don't have access to stable coins as well. But if you are a professional investor, then you do have access to USDC and several other tokens. But still, compared to existing centralized exchanges, it's still a small amount. And a lot of that is because, again, going back to the safety and security part of it, there is a really strict pipeline in terms of how and what kind of token that can get listed on a regulated exchange. And so, I talk to our listing team sometimes, right? And then they're always working hard, right, to see what kind of token they can bring onto the platform and what kind of token they can bring to our investors. But again, right, what we can do is quite limited. So, if you are an investor, I think what I would often say is, right, if you are sort of looking for quick trades, right, looking for more, I guess, meme coin kind of stuff, then maybe Hashkey is not the right place for you. But if you are looking for more long-term investment, right? If you are, you believe the future of Bitcoin in the next year or the next 5 or next 10 years, and you want to be able to store your assets in somewhere that's safe, but also not on a hardware wallet, right? You want to store somewhere safe on a centralized exchange, but you want to store it for long term, then in that case, I think Hashkey exchange would be the right place to be. And second thing, right, I think that's different from us and the other exchanges is the fiat on-ramp and off-ramp function that we offer to our users, which is also one of our most popular functions that we have. So with Hashkey exchange, one of the things that you can do is, unlike traditionally where you do it with OTC or C2C to get your fiat from your crypto or vice versa. With Hashkey, because again, we are a licensed exchange, we're able to work with banks directly and to offer that fiat on-ramp and off-ramp services to our users. So if you have BTC in your account, right, you can sell it into Hong Kong dollars or US dollars directly on our platform and have it deposited into your bank account right away, right? We work with Standard Chartered and several other well-known banks in Hong Kong to offer that channel for our users. And so yeah, so if you're if that fiat on-ramp and off-ramp is important to you, which I know it is for a lot of users, then I think Hashkey exchange really is a good place to do that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So
Thank you.
Today we know something about the Haskey exchange and the investor protection and the exchange rule about the Haskey exchange. This is a very nice exchange, and also I hope Larry and your company Haskey exchange have a very nice future. So thank you, Larry.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Look forward to working with you more closely in the future.